Okay, one other thing, and this is maybe more positive to Gary. Casino McCool, excuse me, Casino McCool and others question why I even deal with Gary. I don't really feel I'm dealing with Gary that much that I'm going out of my way to. But here's the thing: once upon a time, you could go and stick him. There'd be a couple philosophy discussions going on. There'd be many atheist ones, and then there would be some philosophy ones. Okay, well that ceased to be the case. The people that were in those chat rooms, and they still run them. They're different. They're just a lot of the regular kind of sewage. Stickum is like a water treatment plant in reverse. Instead of turning sewage into clean water, it turns clean water into sewage. Let's just put it that way, okay? Working metaphor. And yet it was interesting and cool to have philosophical conversations for a while. Like these videos, it's not a huge opportunity of that kind of thing, and it was happening there for a bit. Now, if you go in to Stickum when you want to do this and find this kind of conversation for half an hour or something, it's just not going on now. It does happen still, but these people have to be in there 8 hours or some shit ass crazy 5 hour thing to get an hour or two of conversation out of it. Okay, but the only remaining thing is if you go in there on Saturday, sometimes Gary's room is having that conversation. So good for him, and it is hard work. And he said, "Oh, it's hard work," and blah blah blah. And I'd like to share it. Well, I mean, I'm not volunteering because can't promise 6 hours. I could do an hour, but that's just not how it works. You have to go 6 hours. You sit in there waiting for people to come, especially if you're starting it out. So it's like, I'm sorry, I'm not doing that. I can't. I have to go and have it's going to happen. I maybe could help with something like Gary's room, where he's done all the hard work to get the stuff going. But then again, if you can't even not kick me, I mean, what's the deal? At this point, I have earned him to not kick me. Emotional problems or whatever. It's like there should be some sort of There can't be that. How can you work together? Yeah, we should work together and make these kinds of rooms flourish, or at least sustain in between times of flourishing. But I think it's a good thing because I would like to use it. But that's the answer. People ask why. Well, that's why. And sometimes it happens to YouTube too. The thing comes around and it's interesting video. Or I had another reason to watch Gary happen to pull into this prostitution thing, and it's an interesting topic. So that's why. And yeah, his emotional problems. I don't like to put up with it. I believe me, I watch less and less, and then tuning it out more and more. But it's still in that periphery of things that are going on, and Gary does come on to interesting things, and he kind of has an interesting take that he'll misinterpret and whatnot, but that it'll be, thought provoking, which I always valued some thought provoking. It's frustrating when it's something like Gary, but but whatever. And so and in that sense, and I just have this virtual relationship, so I have really nothing against Gary because it's not like he's my roommate. I have to put up with this. I know that I'm voluntarily taking part in it, so there's only so much I can uh, draw from getting angry about it. I mean, I know that it's a voluntary thing. But anyway, that's how I end up there. That's why, you've seen a few videos, pretty much every stick them, but it's like I go in there for a little bit and I see, and this time actually I went in thinking, hey, hopefully he'll be there. It was a decent hour for a change instead of really late. And, I was curious to see what he'd think about this whole prostitution thing. So, but he panicked. He had a panic attack or something. You did, Gary, whatever. Talking about you. This was to Casino McCool, who is very cool, classy name, interesting thinker, likes lots of cool stuff. Optical illusions like me. Does the bald thing really well. Yes, excellently done. And I'm talking about you in the third person, Gary, but it's to you too as well. And so good on you for all of that work. And I think it's productive. But it's stupid to boot someone like me when what are you gonna how is that gonna help the general idea of that place? I mean, you've got to know me well enough now to have figured out whether it's really necessary or not. And I don't even mean it's obviously not necessary, but I mean even by your standards, it's not necessary. Okay, so you just don't control your inner eight, but take responsibility. Okay, but whatever.